Hi, my name is Philipp Schott. I'm the author of Heal the Beasts, a jaunt through the curious history of the veterinary arts. Just gonna take another sip of my Lapsang Souchong tea, my favorite tea for a rainy October day. Incidentally, Lord of the Rings themed coffee mug, that tea mug, that my wife made for me. I am incidentally a veterinarian, in addition to being an author. So this book, History of Veterinary Medicine, is written for the general reader, not an academic book at all. It's got numerous little stories in it, lots of facts, but also numerous little stories, fictionalized vignettes from important people and incidents in veterinary history. So we're going to start with read a little bit about Lieutenant Harry Colburn and his famous bear. And you'll figure out pretty quick who this bear is, I think. So we're starting at the London Zoo. It was a typical leaden November day in London. It was objectively warmer than Winnipeg, but subjectively it felt colder here with the damp and the grey. Colburn shivered and pulled his jacket tighter around his shoulders. But anyway, he began again, his tone brighter. August and White River. Long before we saw any action. There you were, black as coal, size of a cocker spaniel. Local fellow had you tied to the bench on the train station platform with a piece of twine. He was a trapper. He'd killed your mother, and your twin brother had died somehow too. Seemed like a decent chap, though. Wanted to give you a chance, and wanted a few bucks for himself too, I suppose. At this the bear finally reacted. She had greeted him when he had arrived by coming up to the enclosure and grunting happily, and then she had sat back down, attentively but impassively, watching as the man spoke. When he laughed, she ambled back over to him and grunted again. Normally Colburn would go right into the enclosure. It was an open terrace design, but today was different. He had come much earlier than usual before public hours, and he was sitting on the bench in his dress uniform. And, more significantly, there was an air of emotional heaviness about him. The bear sensed the difference and sat down again, watching her friend carefully. "And do you know what I paid for you? Any idea?" he asked. $20. That's right, 20 whole smackers. That's a lot of money for a young veterinary surgeon, let me tell you. But I could see there was something special about you. He paused again and cleared his throat. He had rehearsed this moment over and over. He was not going to upset her by crying. He had to pull himself together. "Winnie, I'm sorry, but this is goodbye. The real goodbye. Not the goodbye and see you again soon goodbye, but the goodbye and probably never see you again goodbye." Winnie licked her paw and sniffed the air. "You've been very well looked after here, and they've promised to keep looking after you just as well. Do you remember the ocean voyage here? You did not enjoy that, not one little bit, and going back would be even worse now that you're so much bigger. And you've become quite the star here. You're loved by so many Londoners. The zoo was very happy to accept my donation. As of tomorrow, you are no longer my bear. You will belong to the people of London." Winnie grunted. Colburn wondered how much she understood. She was a smart bear and knew quite a few words, but more likely she was thinking about breakfast. It was feeding time soon. Winnie looked around and sniffed the air again. "Ha! You are definitely thinking about breakfast," Colburn said. "Well, maybe I'll stay for that. But then I must be off." "Thank you. Bye-bye."